What's up, everyone? We're going to be going through the best NFL player props on Prizepicks today. Now, I did want to show you the results from yesterday's picks from my exclusive Discord group, and as you guys see, we actually got 23 picks correct, which was absolutely insane. Now, a lot of you comment wanting to see how many I got wrong, and I thought I'd show you in today's video. We actually got 0 picks wrong and got 23 right, which is a 100% win rate. Yes, guys, we went perfect with a 100% win rate. So we're on a huge hot streak, but if you want to get 100% win rate and get 23 picks right like me, win more bets, and receive the best picks from some of the best bettors in the world for less than a cup of coffee, you can access the exclusive Discord and meet some of the best sport bettors in the game by joining my Patreon, which will be linked down below in the description. Once you join, you'll have complete access to the Discord and can start winning more bets today. So make sure to join my Patreon using the link in the description. And here's one of our members who just signed up and won himself $250 just yesterday, and another member who won $142 for the 6th day in a row since joining my Discord. So guys, if you want to win big money like our members, the link will be in the description, so go join the Patreon to have access to the Discord group, and I will be continuing to upload every single day on this channel the best bets and props, so make sure to subscribe so you don't miss my daily uploads. So quick shout out to Manster the Sage, who said, I won 2 days ago, let's reach the moon today. So shout out to him, and if you do want to win a shout out in the next video, all you have to do is comment down below in this video and like it, and you can be in the running to win a shout out in the next one. Alright, so let's get straight into the first pick, and when it comes to these picks, I'm not saying to chuck all of them into a parlay and hope for the best. Pick and choose the ones that you like and the ones that work best for you. But the first pick we're going to be talking about is none other than Tutu Atwell, and this one is for 3 receptions, and this one actually is for less. Now, looking at Atwell, we actually do see that when it comes to him, we actually have seen him go on the under in 5 out of the last 5 games. Now, this one's been a little bit of an interesting one because we do know when it comes to this, we do actually see that, Tutu has gone on the under. September 8th against Houston, actually had 1 reception there. After that, faced off against actually Tennessee on September 15th and actually had 0 receptions in that matchup. Then against Philadelphia Eagles on September 22nd had 0 receptions. 1 reception against Indianapolis on September 29th, and then San Francisco had 2 receptions on October 3rd. So unfortunately, he has definitely struggled quite a bit when it actually comes to receptions, and we haven't really seen him do very well. Now, as we all know, when it comes to LA, we do find themselves in a very good matchup against none other than the Jacksonville Jaguars. It is going to be a great matchup, but looking at where both of these teams do lie, starting off with actually the Rams, we do know that the Rams have had themselves a pretty interesting start to the season because the Rams do find themselves in the 3rd spot in the NFC West. Now, they have played a couple of games so far, 6 games, and actually have had 4 wins and 2 losses. That's a 66.7% win percentage. They're also 2-1 from home, 2-1 from away, and are currently on a 1-game win streak. So they are hoping to push that to 2, and they face off against the Jaguars, or Jacksonville Jaguars to be more specific. And Jaguars have had themselves a pretty decent start as well, but they find themselves 2nd in the AFC South with, pretty much the same record, 4 wins, 2 losses, a 66.7% win percentage as well. However, they are 3-1 from home and 1-1 from away, and are currently on a 1-game losing streak. So it is pretty interesting to see. Now, when it actually comes to Atwell, we definitely have seen him do a decent job, so far this season in other aspects. But when it comes to receptions, we definitely have seen him go on the under quite a few. His volume isn't really there, and when we actually look at Jacksonville Jaguars, we do see that they actually do a fantastic job at restricting receptions, in general. So we are expecting, Jacksonville Jaguars to really put the pressure and really restrict those receptions as much as they can. Looking at the Rams as well, they don't really rank too well when it comes to overall volume when it comes to receptions. They actually find themselves in the bottom half when it comes to receptions, and that's why we do very much like the under for this one. Now, his average over the last 5 is also 0.80, so significantly lower than this line, and that's just a big reason why we do very much like the under for this one. So Tutu Atwell, 3 receptions for less, I think is a fantastic pick. Now, getting into the next one, we're actually going to be talking about another great player. And that is none other than Cole Kmet. Now, as you all know, Cole is a great player for none other than actually Chicago. And this one is for total receiving yards for actually 12.5. And this one is for more. Now, looking at actually so far Cole over this season, we have seen him, over the last 5 games, we have actually seen him do a pretty decent job. We actually have, seen him go on the over in 3 out of the last 5 games. Now, looking at those 5 games, you see on September 9th, faced off against Minnesota, actually had 31 receiving yards in that matchup. After that, faced off against Detroit on September 15 and actually had 29 receiving yards. Then against Dallas, had 10 receiving yards on September 22nd. Then faced off against Las Vegas Raiders, had 46 receiving yards on September 29th. And then October 14th, faced off against Washington and had 0 receiving yards there. So getting into this one, we do actually see he has gone on the over in 3 out of the last 5, as we've mentioned. His average over the last 5 is 23.20. And on top of that, we do know Chicago have themselves a very exciting matchup against none other than New Orleans Saints. So it is going to be a great matchup between both of these teams. Now, looking at where both of these teams do actually rank so far in the actual season, we do see Bears find themselves in a pretty tough position, coming last in the NFC North, so they do rank 4th. Now, they have a record of 3 wins and 2 losses. So definitely not the worst record, but they still do have a 60% win percentage, are 1-1 from home, 2-1 from away, and are currently on a 3-game win streak. So they did get off to a pretty cold start, but they have been able to turn this around. They are hoping to continue that and continue to do very well in this next game. Now, they face off against the Saints, and Saints find themselves also at the bottom of their, conference at the NFC North, and they NFC South, and they actually have a record of 1 win and 5 losses. So although both of these teams are, last in their conference, we do also see that, the Bears and the Saints definitely have a very different record. So they actually have 1 win and 5 losses, a 1 from 3 from home, 0 and 2 from away, and are currently on a 1-game losing streak. Now, when we actually look at this, we do actually see when it comes to someone like Cole, we have actually seen him do very well against really poor defensive teams when it comes to receiving yards, and unfortunately New Orleans is definitely another poor defensive receiving yard team. They do allow a lot of receiving yards, and we definitely are expecting someone like Cole and just Chicago in general to be able to take advantage of this, which is why we do very much like the over for someone like Cole coming into this game. Now, as we all know, when we look at Cole and also the Bears, we do know the Bears do actually rank in the top 6 when it actually comes, or 6 when it comes to receiving yards in total. So the volume is definitely there for Chicago Bears to be able to go on the over, and the fact that they do face off against New Orleans Saints as well, we definitely see that being a key factor as well coming into this matchup. So for that reason, when you look at what the bookies are saying, bookies also have him favored for the over as well. So Cole Kmet, 12.5 receiving yards for more, I think is a fantastic pick. Let's get straight into the next pick, and the next pick we're going to be talking about is none other than actually Mason Taylor. So Mason Taylor, great player, and this one is actually 4 receptions. So this one's actually a great one. So let's just find him real quickly for actually total receptions for 4.5, and this one actually is for less. Now, looking at Mason Taylor, we actually have seen him go on the under in 3 out of the last 5 games. Now, looking at those 5 games, we definitely have seen some interesting ones. September 15 faced off against Buffalo and actually had 1 reception there. Then faced off on September 22nd against Tampa Bay, had 4 receptions, 5 receptions against Miami on September 30th, and then October 6th faced off against Dallas and then has 9 receptions there, and then 1 receptions against Denver on October 13th. So for that reason, we definitely have seen him go on the under more than he's gone on the over, and his average over the last 5 is actually 4 flat. So, under his line as well. Now, it is definitely going to be a very exciting game because we do actually see that, the Jets do face off against none other than actually Carolina Panthers. So New York Jets, Carolina Panthers, great matchup here. And looking at where both these teams do lie, starting off with actually the Panthers. Starting off with Panthers that came 3rd in the NFC South, currently coming third, have 3 wins, 3 losses, a 50% win percentage, also 3-0 from home, 0-3 from away, and are currently on a 2-game win streak. So it's definitely been very, very interesting for the Panthers, and we do actually see that, they have a pretty average record so far. Now they face off against the Jets, and looking at the Jets, we have seen them really, really struggle, actually going 0-6, so 0 wins, 6 losses in the AFC East, and they currently rank last. So for that reason, they actually have a 0% win percentage, 0-4 from home, 0-2 from away, and are currently on a 6-game losing streak. So it's definitely been very, very tough for the Jets. Now when we look at Carolina Panthers, although they aren't the greatest team, they actually do a fantastic job at actually restricting receptions, and we definitely see that affecting a team like the New York Jets. On top of that, we do know Jets are a very, very poor team. They actually rank in the bottom 10 when it comes to receptions overall, and we definitely see them not having enough volume to have Mason Taylor go on the, over here, which is why we do like the under for this situation. So for that reason, when we look at Mason Taylor more closely, we do also see when it comes to, Mason Taylor and also the matchup against Panthers, we do know that Taylor has definitely struggled as well against tougher defensive matchups. We saw against Tampa Bay, recently against Denver, and also against Buffalo. So, with those matchups, he's definitely struggled, and we are expecting a similar situation and a similar outcome coming into this next game. So for that reason, we are definitely sticking to the under for that one. So Mason Taylor, when we look at what the bookies are saying, bookies also have him favored for the under as well. So Mason Taylor, 4.5 receptions for less, I think is a fantastic pick.